Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, everybody. Welcome on in. A lot of changes going on, a lot to talk about. I'm sitting here wearing my Star Wars t-shirt that I got for Christmas from my nieces. It's going to be a good day. I hope everyone out there is having a good Thursday night. So we got a lot to talk about. First off, I hope you guys all like the new name and new logo. I decided to go ahead and do that just so that I can make sure that when I put this on YouTube, I won't get demonetized from the start. Speaking of, I am going to try to upload this video to YouTube as a way to, I guess, just test the waters here, just to make sure I have it right. And if not, then I will be consulting with the producer after the show to see if or what else I need to do. So hopefully I can get this put onto YouTube, and if so, go over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. It's Fourth and a Mile, or it might be it is Fourth and a Mile on YouTube. Twitter is Fourth and a Mile Talks. You like the name change? Thank you, Shayla. Don't forget, Shayla, go ahead and share this video too. And again, yeah, everybody share the video. This is the last night. The last night you get to get entered in to win the drawing, to win the tickets for the Michael Graves show on March 23rd at Tonic Bar. It'll be an awesome show. Michael Graves will be out there playing. I'll be out there drinking. We can talk sports. We can talk beer. We can talk punk rock. We can talk anything you guys want to. It'll be a blast. So make sure you guys go and share this video to get your name entered into the drawing. Now, again, what I'm trying to do is get this out to more media sources. So I am going to try to put this one on YouTube just as a test run. Then tomorrow night, or... man, so needy. All right. Well, Shayla, if you want the tickets, you got to share. All right. Shayla's in. Shayla is in. So yeah. So I'm trying to get this out onto more media platforms. I have my new Twitter as well. You can follow me on, follow the show on Twitter at Fourth and a Mile Talks, at Twitter. Because there's already someone on there named Fourth and a Mile, but it doesn't have anything to do with sports talk. So Fourth and a Mile Talks at Twitter. Go ahead and follow me on there. But again, I can't hear a thing. I'm at Silly, Nevada, so I'll just wave to me. Hi, Paula. Oh, you're talking about I'm needy, Shayla. Paula is needy. Look at that. That's horrible. Anyways, so yes, welcome into the show that will not end. No matter what, no matter burnt ravioli, crazy crackheads, fire alarms, winter apocalypse, or a name change, this movement will not end. We are going to go ahead and take over the sports media world. I am your host. I am Adam Fernandez, the Pharaoh or God King, if you will, of Planet Adam. Let's go ahead and get into some news. Again, for all of y'all that's just joining, it's a new name, a new logo, but everything else is the same. The same entrance music even. I'm still using my homegirl Jocelyn and my homeboy Matt's song. Again, go check them out. Bandcamp.com. Look up Bloody Chasm. Those are my homeboys, right, or my homies right there. So let's get into some news and some other stuff here. First off, I do want to talk just slightly about this shooting yesterday. I brought it up yesterday, and I'm not going to get into the politics of what they need to do to fix the stuff that we have going on in this country as far as school shootings go. That's not what this show is about. This show is about sports, and so I'll let all the pundits talk about that all they want to. But I do want to bring up, first off, the 37-year-old football coach out there, a gentleman named Aaron. I don't know if it's Aaron Feist or Aaron Feast. I've heard it pronounced both ways, so I'm not sure, and so I hope I'm not disrespecting the man at all. He is, by all accounts, a true hero. He was a football coach and a security guard for Stoneman Douglas High School out there in Parkland. He leaves behind a wife and a daughter. He basically was acting as a human shield when that asshole Nicholas Cruz decided to go ahead and fire some shots. He blocked some shots and helped several students escape. So that is a real man. That is a hero. So I hope he rests in peace. The Cubs first baseman, Anthony Rizzo. He's a big-time player in Major League Baseball. He's been an all-star a couple times. He went to Stoneman Douglas High School when he was growing up. And so he skipped out on spring training today. He flew on down to Florida. The Cubs do their spring training over there in the Cactus League in Arizona, and he went out there to give a speech at the vigil. It was a very emotional speech. In it, he says that he's with the Stoneman Douglas students. The whole world is with Stoneman Douglas. Again, he's a former student there. He said he went to those classes. He played on those fields. So it was a very emotional speech from a guy that's not really a talkative ball player. He's not one of those outwardly kind of players like, say, Bryce Harper, for example. So it was a very moving speech from him, considering that. So my hats off to Anthony Rizzo, and my heartfelt condolences to Aaron Feist's family, his wife and his daughter. Hope he rests in peace, and I hope nothing like this ever happens again. I'm not going to get into it, though. I'm not going to get into anything about guns or mental illness or anything like that. I'm here to talk sports. So, sports, let's go ahead and talk. Marcus Stroman, pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, basically their ace last year. Last year he went 13-9, had a 3.09 ERA. And he threw for 201 innings, so he was over that 200 inning threshold by one, but he was over it, so that basically qualifies you as an innings eater. He went into arbitration today, and he was seeking a salary for the next 2 years, or next 3 years, I'm sorry, of $6.9 million a year. He loses his arbitration case and gets $6.5 million, so that's $400,000 less a year that he's going to be getting. He was actually very, I guess, polite about it for a bit. Oh man, I meant to show you the pictures of both Mr. Reese and Anthony Rizzo, but he was tweeting out some very positive things after this. After his arbitration hearing, but he did also tweet something that he has since taken down, and I got it right here for you guys, where he says, "Lost arbitration is what it is. Looking forward to going out and dealing again. The negative things that were said against me by my own team will never leave my mind. I'm thick-skinned, so it'll only fuel the fire. Can't wait for this year." The thing is, when it comes to things like arbitration, by trade, I'm a paralegal. I've been inside arbitration rooms a couple times. What the point of arbitration is to get the dollar amount closest to what you want it to be. The Blue Jays, they're a business. This baseball is a business, and the Blue Jays are their own franchise, their own enterprise. So they don't want to pay more than what they think they should have to. Marcus Stroman, on the other hand, wants to get paid more than what the Blue Jays want to pay him, so that's why they go into arbitration. They try to settle a new deal before you go into arbitration, and when you go into arbitration, that's when things kind of get a little heated. Typically, players and teams come out unscathed, and they're friendly with each other about it, and no issues at all, because typically everyone understands what arbitration is. We don't have any record, at least not that I've seen, of the cases that the Blue Jays brought up that went against Marcus Stroman. The fact is, Marcus Stroman went in arbitration last year and won, and I guess he felt that he deserved more this year, being that he was, for all intents and purposes, the ace of the staff. But the Blue Jays are going to go in there, and is their right. I don't fault them at all, because this is what arbitration is, where they're going in there and just hypothetically, because again, I don't have any record of what they said, they're going to go in there and start saying, well, we don't like his release on his fastball, or, well, he's constantly shaking off the catcher, so he's not taking suggestions. Stuff like that is the kind of thing that they would be talking about. Maybe his whip was up. I didn't think to check that. Maybe his strikeouts were down. Something. But the arbitrator, what basically happens is the two parties are in two separate rooms, and there's an arbitrator that goes back and forth between the two rooms. Okay, this is what they're offering. Okay, he doesn't want to accept it. Okay, here, what do you want now? Okay, this is what they're offering. That's what arbitration is. And it can get very heated, and because the arbitrator is obliged to state the claims of both parties. And so when Marcus Stroman is seeing this, he's not very happy. But here's the thing, it happens in baseball all the time. All the time. And he was successful in his arbitration last year. So he should understand that, being that he was in arbitration last year, that the Blue Jays are going to get out of doing what are going to do whatever they can to get out of paying you the 6.9 and stick with the 6.5. That's just the nature of the business. So I don't think he's taking it too personally, but he's not going to be a free agent until 2020. But I think a lot of this it might show up again in 2020 when he decides if he wants to stay with the Blue Jays or if he wants to go elsewhere. He's going to be 27 years old in May, so he's got a lot of years ahead of him. He is a great pitcher. If you guys watched the World Baseball Classic last year, he was one of the U.S. pitchers and pitched a fine couple of games for them there, in which the USA went ahead and won the World Baseball Classic. So he's a good pitcher. I think he has the potential to be a great pitcher. I can't say right now that he is going to be a great pitcher, and I can't believe it transitioned back there because I'm trying to move it out of the way. There we go. So I'm going to keep my eye on it, see if there's anything that see if Stroman keeps any animosity going forward towards the Blue Jays. My guess is that he won't, but there's always the likelihood that he might say, well, they don't appreciate what I'm doing here, da-da-da-da. And so maybe going forward, he might be throwing a bit of a fit, and you'll be able to tell when he's on the mound. So, hey, Julie, how's it going, Julie? Again, guys, share this video. Share the video. This is the last night to share the video. Share the video, and you will be entered in to win the 2 tickets to the Michael Graves Show at Tonic Bar on March 23rd. Again, guys, we had the name change, the new logo. Everything else is the same. I'm going to try to put this video on YouTube tonight. Hopefully, and this will just as a test run, and then tomorrow night's will not be on YouTube because that's going to be the drawing. I don't want anybody getting bent out of shape if they thought they stood a chance to win the drawing. What's happening, Tess? So yes, the idea is this one will go on YouTube as a test run. Tomorrow night's won't, but starting Monday, and I got a special surprise going on Monday too. But I'm probably gonna give away the surprise here in just a few minutes. We're gonna do the drawing tomorrow night at the end of the show. So I might be doing the show a little early tomorrow night. I'll let you guys know further details on that. But again, guys, go and share this video. All you gotta do is share the video. It's not that hard. Share the video. And then you get entered into the drawing to win the Michael Graves tickets. If you've already shared the video, share it again. Why? Because your name will get in there again. So that's how we're doing it, guys. And so go out there and share the video. All right, so on to some more baseball news. We're going to get into some college football here in just a little bit, but we're going to stick to baseball right now. Yesterday, Ohtani, the new Asian sensation for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, or as I will always call them, the Anaheim Angels. I cannot stand the fact that they decided to go ahead and call themselves the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. I think that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. But Shohei Ohtani threw his first bullpen session yesterday with the Angels, and let me tell you, the media were fawning over him like a bunch of freshman high school boys over the cheerleading team the first time that they see them. That's how bad it got. He was being surrounded by everybody. They weren't letting them into the cage where he was throwing, but at the same time, every single pitch he was throwing, you could see flashes, people taking pictures. They were all over him. I wish him the best. I'm not exactly sure how good he's going to be. Pitchers typically don't translate all that well from Japan over to the U.S. I would say the best example of that would be someone like Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish has had a good career here, don't get me wrong, but he's not had a great career. He's not had the career that he was supposed to have, being what he did over there in Japan. So you're basically coming over here and you're facing the very best in the world at what they do. So you can't expect to have the same success here in the U.S. at the major league level that you were having over there in Japan. But apparently he's healed and all that, and so he's ready to go. They're still toying with the idea of maybe using him as a DH or maybe putting him in the outfield once or twice a week. But yeah, again, they were fawning all over the guy. They were, like I said, acting like freshman boys the first time they see the high school cheerleading squad. So, man, I'm getting a lot of people in here tonight. Hey, everybody, share this video. And this video will be the one, or I will be putting it on YouTube after I'm done with the show. So, okay, some more baseball news. Tim Lincecum. If you guys remember Tim Lincecum, I'm not sure how many of y'all do. Tim Lincecum his nickname is The Freak because he just had the most bizarre windup you would ever see, and everyone believed that the way he threw the ball, he would throw his arm out. He never really did, but he really lost touch there. We'll say around 2013 or so. He was not the same Tim Lincecum. The Giants ended up moving him over to the bullpen, where he met with semi-success over there. His contract came up. The Giants didn't want to re-sign him. A couple years ago, he did a scouting pitch around, I guess, to see if any teams wanted to go ahead and sign him. He got signed by the same Angels of Anaheim. And really did not have a good year, and this was in 2016. That year, he went 2-6 with a 9.16 ERA out of the bullpen. He started a couple games too, but he just was not the same Tim Lincecum that won 2 Cy Young awards just years before. Excuse me. But earlier today, in his hometown of Seattle, he had a group of scouts go out there again to watch him pitch. There was scouts from 15 to 20 teams, it depends on who you listen to, went out there to see him. And this time he got his fastball up to 90 to 93 miles an hour, which was on average about 2 miles an hour faster than what he was throwing with Anaheim. And so a lot of the scouts said that he really looks good. As a Cardinal fan and a guy that knows that we need some bullpen help, I'm all for them jumping on him and getting him signed. I don't know if that's going to happen. I do know that John Mozeliak said that he's fine with where the Cardinals are. There's a lot of us in Cardinal Nation that aren't fine where they are. We think they still need help in the bullpen, help in the rotation, and help on offense. But maybe we're just being a little greedy, I guess, maybe. So I would like to see him return. I loved watching this kid pitch, and I say kid, he's 33 years old now, so he's not that much younger than me. But when he first came up, he was young, and that's when he was at his best. The windup, I think, is what really made him as good because it was hard for any hitter to track the ball out of his hand. So I'm hoping to see him get back to being like that. I don't think we'll ever see him be that great again. No more Cy Youngs, but I think he could be a solid reliever from this point forward. He's 33, so he's got probably 5-6 years tops left in him. So I'd like to see him come back, and I would love to see him come back with St. Louis. So, speaking of St. Louis, Adam Wainwright, or as he's also Charlie, in case y'all don't know baseball terminology, Charlie is in reference to a curveball, because Adam Wainwright at one time had the very best 12-6 curveball in the entire country, or in the entire world, at one point. But I honestly believe that his Tommy John surgery a few years back kind of hampered that. But he called in all the media that was out there in Jupiter at the Cardinals camp today, and specifically told him that if you guys are thinking about asking me about retirement, ask it now, because I'm not going to take those questions for the rest of the year. And then he also said, I'll go ahead and answer you guys right now as well. I don't know. I'm looking at today, and then tomorrow I'll look at tomorrow, and I'm just taking it one day at a time. I'm very happy here being a St. Louis Cardinal. I love being a St. Louis Cardinal, and I honestly, my guess is that he is planning on retiring after the year. He just doesn't want to be boggled down by it, especially if he comes out and has a bad year. Last year he went 12-5, 5.11 ERA. He was a lot better at home than he was on the road, which really kind of asks questions as to why that is. Typically, yes, you'll have a pitcher be better at home or better on the road, but he was way better at home. His ERA at home was in the very low threes, and his ERA on the road was in the nines. So he was very good at home, not very good on the road. So hopefully he can straighten that out. Cardinals are going to need him, especially if Carlos Martinez, who's facing some legal issues right now, if he is found to not be able to pitch because of these legal issues, then Adam Wainwright's going to have to pick up the mantle as ace again. Carlos Martinez became the ace last year. Actually, I would say he became the ace the year before, but he got officially acknowledged as the ace last year when he was the opening day starter. So I would like to hope that Adam Wainwright can get everything corrected and go back to being the Uncle Charlie that us in Cardinal Nation knew and loved. He is definitely going to be one of the all-time great Cardinals. No doubt in my mind he's going to be in the Cardinal Hall of Fame. I think he has an argument to be in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame when he retires. An argument, not a guarantee. So, but yeah, he's asking the media to just leave him alone and let him play this season out and take it day by day and not ask him about retirement. Again, I think he's going to retire, but I don't think that I don't think anybody needs to be bothering him about it. So, all right, do we have any questions on anything baseball related there before I get into the little bit of football news that I have? And the football news is all college football. Anybody at all have any questions? Again, guys, this is the new, I want to say the new setup, if you will. It's got the new logo, the new name. The intro music is the same. All right, Dominic, share the video too. Dominic, you are being entered into the drawing to win 2 Michael Graves tickets on March 23rd at Tonic Bar. I will be out there, so if you win it, Dominic, you better be out there too. Anyways, so yes, tonight's episode I'm going to put on YouTube. I'm going to try to figure that out. I'm not the most tech-savvy person in the world. I've never claimed to be. But hopefully I have it figured out and I can put it on YouTube and just have it as a test run and maybe get some people to watch it who have never who have never seen me on Facebook or anything like that. I do know the rules, never read the comments, so I'm not going to read the comments. But not on there. I'll read them live here, but I'm not going to read them once they go on YouTube because, yeah, there's a lot of assholes on YouTube. So, anyway, so let's get into some college football. We'll start with the Texas A&M Fighting Aggies. Earlier this week, Grant Gunnell, a 4-star quarterback out of Houston St. Pius X. That's the name of the high school. He's the number 2 ranked pro-style quarterback in the entire country. He's going to be a senior next year. He decommitted from Texas A&M, citing the coaching transition. When A&M fired Kevin Sumlin and brought on Jimbo Fisher, they pretty much expected that, I'm sure. Unfortunately, Gunnell waited till this late to decommit. He says that A&M is still in the running, though. He's not turning his back on him. He's just trying to see what other offers there are. He's a pro-style quarterback, which I think very much fits well for the Texas A&M Aggies. That's what they're going to be doing. That's what Jimbo Fisher ran at Florida State. So it wouldn't surprise me to see him recommit to them later this year. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. I will have a special Aggie football expert on the show on Monday. We're going to try to get the Skype going, and if not, we're going to just do speakerphone. Yeah, because, again, I'm not tech savvy. Anyways, to discuss all this more in depth about what this means for Texas A&M, what their options are if he decides to go elsewhere. And that special guest is the producer of the show, in fact, my little brother Sean. I'm also going to every now and then get my older brother Chris, who's very much an Aggie expert as well. There's nobody I know that knows more about Texas Aggie football than my older brother Chris. So, anyways, then Colin Gillespie, he has officially been a linebacker for Texas A&M, but he's been the 12th man since he's been up there. This is going to be a senior year this year. He is, and the 12th man, if you guys don't know what that is, that's the guy that specializes on special teams, on kickoffs, and he's the guy that's basically knocked out anybody that's tried to return the ball against him. But they are transitioning him from special teams and linebacker, like third string linebacker, to fullback. He's gonna be their fullback next year, because that's kind of what Jimbo Fisher's offense is. That's what a pro style offense is. It has a lot of fullbacks in there as well to block for the running backs. That's nothing important. To block for the running backs, to also run themselves. I feel bad for any linebacker that tries to tackle this guy because he's going to knock their damn block off. That's what he does. He hits people, and he hits people hard. That's what he's known for. He's a big-time guy over there in College Station. The fans absolutely love him. He is a big man on campus. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does as a fullback, and I really cannot at all wait to see that. On to my school. FAU. I don't mean I ever went there. That's just the team I root for. Yesterday, Chris Kiffin, the defensive coordinator and the younger brother of the head coach, Lane Kiffin, decided to go ahead and leave FAU in his position over there as the defensive coordinator to join the San Francisco 49ers as a pass rush specialist. My assumption is it had to do with money. I don't blame him. So I'm not all that upset. It's just another in a string of guys that have left the program since their very successful year last year. Kendall Briles, the offensive coordinator, left sometime in December to go be the offensive coordinator at the University of Houston. So if you're a Cougar or a Cougar fan, you guys are going to love watching what that offense can do, just simply because Kendall Briles' offense is amazing. So now he replaced Kendall Briles with Charlie Weiss Jr. I'm not sure who he's going to replace Chris Kiffin with. I personally would like to see it be Kenoto Hudson. He was the defensive backs coach for FAU. Since he's been there this past year, they were number 16 in the country in turnovers. They were getting interceptions left and right. They were very good at that. I would love to see him possibly get his chance at doing that. I can't swear that he will. I'm sure Lane Kiffin has someone in mind. But I still think that either way, the Owls are still in a good place. They're still going to be successful because they have Lane Kiffin. And I think Lane Kiffin is just a savant as far as head coaches go. Yes, there's going to be a lot of people that'll tell you he's an asshole. He kind of is. The whole Joey Freshwater incident, all that kind of stuff, that's typical of Lane Kiffin. If you guys get a chance and you have Twitter, I would suggest following him because his tweets are often very hilarious, talking about rat poison and such. He's kind of off, but at the same time, a hell of a head coach. So he's going to find someone to go ahead and take over that position. So I'm hoping it's Kenoto Watson, but it could be, or Kenoto Hudson, I'm sorry, but it could be any number of guys that can go on in there. His father is still, Monty Kiffin is still the defensive analyst for the team. So I guess it's a possibility that he gets Monty down there to coach the defense. I don't know. If you're a Cowboy fan, you know who Monty Kiffin is. He was the defensive coordinator for 1 year. That was probably the only year that I remember him ever not being a successful defensive coordinator. He was a defensive coordinator for the Buccaneers back when they won the Super Bowl, and that was possibly the best defense I've ever seen. They led the world basically in defensive touchdowns. They had 9 defensive touchdowns that year. He's the guy that basically created the cover 2 defense. So I guess it's a possibility that he might go ahead and decide to do that. My guess is probably not, but he's going to have a lot of say in it either way. So, all right, guys, do we have any questions, any suggestions, any complaints? Do you guys like the new logo or the new logo, the new name? Again, the theme song is staying the same. This video will be going up on YouTube hopefully tonight. I've got to try to figure out how to do it, and I know it's going to probably take a while to upload it onto YouTube. But yeah, so that's what we're hoping to do as far as this goes. But if there's nothing at all, guys, it's a little shorter than typical. I wasn't expecting it to be this short, but yeah, if there's nothing else, guys, then I hope you guys have a great Thursday night. Be safe out there if you guys are going out. I know it's Thursday and most everybody has to work tomorrow, so but again, tomorrow night I'll be over at I'm sorry, I almost screwed the pooch there. I'll be over at Tonic Bar tomorrow night. Going out there. If you guys don't win the drawing, you can always buy tickets for the show there. They're $10 a piece. The night of the show, they're going to be $17, which means you're just wasting $14 of alcohol to get in. So if you're coming with two. So I suggest go ahead and buy those tickets early. Or all you got to do is share the video and then you get entered in to win the drawing. So, all right, guys, if there is nothing else, you're welcome there, Dominic. If there is nothing else, then I will see you guys later. I hope you have a great night. I love you all. And, of course, besos.